Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hi, my name's Brie. Stay for a while. So you clicked on this video because you want to see my physical TBR and that's what I'm going to give you, my physical TBR. Now I've already done one of these videos before. Let me put my phone on silent. But I've already done one of these videos before. I think it was like my third, maybe fourth video up on this channel. But I've already done one of these before and I did it quite differently before. I pulled all the books and put them on the floor and I showed you that way. I'm not going to do it that way. I'm just going to take you around my shelves and pull them off one by one because I've only just reorganised my bookshelves and I am not going to be taking all of my physical TBR off and then putting them back on. I just do not have the brain power for that today. So grab yourself a drink because it's going to be a long one. And I'm not going to count them as I go along, but I've got like a rough idea of what my physical TBR is because all of my physical TBR is on my Fable, but I'll put like a number on the screen somewhere. Sorry if you can hear the cat meowing like hell. I'm gonna pop like a number on the screen of like the physical TBR as we go along and then you guys will have like a finalised number. But I think I'm just gonna do my fantasy first, I'll do my romance and then we'll go to my TBR card. But I'm just gonna take them off one by one and show you. Firstly we've got these two Estacia Stark books. We've got Court is Cruel and Lovely and A Kingdom That's Cursed and Empty. I'm not gonna speak too much on the books by the way, just gonna go through them quick fire because we've got a lot to get through. But I don't know, I think the series is called Kingdom of Lies series, that's what the series is called. And then we got Throne of the Fallen by Kerry Maniscalco, and then we've got the second and the third book in the Kingdom of the Wicked series, I think it's called, but also by Kerry Maniscalco, which is Kingdom of the Feared and Kingdom of the Cursed. I have already read Kingdom of the Wicked, so kind of need to get to these. I've also got the second and the third book in the God's Monster series. We've got Throw the Broken Cards and The Dawn of Cursed Queen, both obviously by Amber V. Nicole. The first book is Book of Azrael, which I have already read. And then we got Promise of Peridot by Kate Golden. This is the second book in the Sacred Stone series. The first one is A Dawn of Onyx, which is like a 5-star read for me. I think everybody needs to read that, but I still need to get to this. I think we've got like a reoccurring theme here of I've read the first book in a series, but I just never continue a series, which is kind of a problem. But we've also got the second and third in the Poppy War trilogies. We've got The Burning God and The Dragon Republic, both by R.F. Kong. And then we've got 4 Lee Barduga books. We've got Six of Crows, The Cookery Kingdom, King of Scars and Rule of Wolves. And then we've got my ACOTAR shelf. I have already read every single book of Sarah J. Maas, so there's nothing here. Then we've got the Zodiac Academy books. So we've got book number 9, Zodiac Academy Restless Stars. Book 8.5, which is Zodiac Academy Beyond the Veil. Number 8, which is Sorrow and Starlight. We've got these books way a ton. And then we've got book number 7, which is Heartless Guy. This is the second one. This is like the next book that I need to go into. I really want to get to this, but it's so long and I'm so scared, so I haven't gotten to it yet. This is such a better idea, like putting them back as we go along, so much better. And then moving along, we've got Glow of the Everflame by Pencoal, and we've got Heat of the Everflame. This is the second, and then this is the third book. And then the last one on this shelf, we just got Deadly Occupants by Mads Rafferty. I really wanted to read this, but because it's like a paranormal kind of vibe, I feel like I want to keep it for October time when it's like thriller season. If you know what I mean, like paranormal thriller time is like October because it's Halloween. Moving down the shelf, we've got, these are all like my dragon books. So we've got When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I know, I feel like I'm the only person that hasn't read this yet, but it intimidates me. Of Jade and Dragons by Amber Chen. And then we've got these two massive books, which you can probably guess what they are, but it's Priory of the Orange Tree and A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. These books scare me. Like, have you seen the size of them? They're huge. And then lastly, we've got The Dragon Rider by Taran Matharu. This is like the ARC version, but I still haven't read it. Like, I had this maybe a year ago, coming up to like a year ago, and I still haven't read it. And then we're going on to like my YA sort of shelves. So we've got these two Victoria Aveyard books. We've got Realm Breaker and Blade Breaker. This was on my December TBR, but I was in such a slump during December that I didn't get around to reading any of my books on my physical TBR. But I have recently read Red Queen, which has been on my TBR for so long. I literally, it was the first book I read in 2024. So maybe I'll eventually get to these eventually this year. And then we've got these 3 books by Laura Sebastian. They're all part of a trilogy. So we've got Ash Princess, Ember Queen and Lady Smoke. Apparently the series is meant to give like Throne of Glass vibes, but like condensed down, which I'm here for. And then we've got these books by Tracy Dion. We got, which is the first one? Legend Bond. The Legend Bond's the first one, and then Blood Marked. These have been on my TBR for so long, like so long, okay? Like I really do need to get to these books, but there's just like a block, you know? Like I feel like I just have so many other books that I want to read, but but eventually I will get to these. And then we've got these 3 Tahara Mafi books. We've got This Woven Kingdom, All This Twisted Glory, and These Infinite Threads. This Woven Kingdom is actually on my TBR for this month, and I am hoping to get to this month, for the month of January. Fingers crossed. And then we've got more Tahara Mafi books. We've got the rest of the Shatter Me series. We've got Unravel Me, Ignite Me, Restore Me, Defy Me, Imagine Me, Unite Me, Find Me, and Believe Me. I've only read the first book, but I did really enjoy it, so I am gonna like continue the series. And then lastly we've got all of these Cassandra Clare books. So we've got the 3 books in the Infernal Devices series. We've got Clockwork Angel. I'm going from the bottom up. We've got Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and Clockwork Princess. And then we've got the 6 books of the Mortal Instruments series. We've got City of Bones, City of Ashes, City of Glass, City of Fallen Angels, City of Lost Souls, and City of Heavenly Fire. I don't think I mentioned these are part of like the Shadowhunters universe. I will eventually start this series, but like this Shadowhunters universe, but it's really scary because there's so many books, like so many, and as you can tell I'm in the middle of so many series. And that was all of my fantasy shelf, and now let's move on to the romance, and then we'll go on to my TBR cart. On the top shelf up here, if I can show you, this is all just like my Magnolia Parks books, and I've read all of those books. All of my Jessa Hastings books have been read, so we get to skip that shelf. And then this shelf is more of my like cowboy romances slash like small town kind of vibes. We first off got all of the books in the Eden series by Devney Perry. So we've got Indigo Ridge, Juniper Hill, Garnet Flats. I don't think any of these are in order. I don't know. Jasper Vale, and then Crimson River. There is like a purple one. I can't remember what it was called, but these are all the indie versions. And when she brought out the purple one, it came out in the published version. So when I buy it, it's not gonna match, and it's really triggering me. So I like don't want to buy it because it's not gonna match. Then I don't want to buy the whole series, like the rest of the published ones, just so the other one will match. And then lastly on that shelf we've got Live Ranch Love by Emma Lucy and Holding the Reins by Paisley Hope. And then coming on to our next shelf, we've kind of just got like a mix of things, but I think I've read most of these. We've got That Kind of Guy by Stephanie Archer, which is the first book in the Queen's Cove series. We've got A Thousand Broken Pieces by Tilly Cole. This is like the sequel to A Thousand Boy Kisses. And then we've got these 2 LMA's books. We've got The Hardest Fall and Marriage for One. I have read To Love, Jason Thorne by LMA's, and I DNF'd it, so I didn't really read it, but I gave it a go, but didn't enjoy it, so I haven't got the best of hope for these. And then I've got the third book in the Windy City series, which is Caught Up by Liz Tomford. And then we've got the Becca Mac books, which is this is just the first 3 books in the Playing for Keeps series. So we got Consider Me, Play With Me, and Unravel Me. Consider Me is also on my TBR for January, so maybe I'll get to it, maybe I won't, probably not. Then we've got these Hannah Bonham Young books. We've got Out on a Limb, Next to You, and Next of Kin. Then we've got these books from the Brayu series. We've got book number 2, The Risk, number 3, The Play, and then number 4, The Dare. This is the like second spin-off to the Off Campus series. So you got Off Campus, Brayu, and then the Campus Diaries. And then we've got every single Boys of Torment book that's currently out. So you've got Binding 13, Keeping 13, Saving 6, Redeeming 6, and then Taming 7. I'm gonna make it my goal to at least read 3 of these by the end of 2025. I might do like a reading vlog of just reading the Boys of Torment series. I haven't actually done like a dedicated reading vlog for like a series, so I think I might do that. And then right down on my bottom shelf, it's like a bunch of like miscellaneous books, but we've got Ghosted by J.M. Dahawa, no idea, but it's been on my TBR for so long, I just never seem to reach for it. I love Like the Sun by Rhys M. Nielsen. How to Kill a Guy in 10 Ways by Eve Kelman. My friend Danny gave this to me to read, and I still haven't read it yet. It's just been sitting on my shelf. Sorry, Dan. And then we've got the 3 books in the Ravenhood series. We got Flock, Exodus, and The Finish Line, all by Kate Stewart. Retrograde by Emily Carter. We got Wake Up Nat and Darcy by Kate Cochran, and Monica Murphy's Keep Me in Your Heart. And then we've got The Way I Am Now by Amber Smith. And that is everything on my my romance shelf. Oh, I forgot that I have books right in front of me as well, so I guess let's just go over here and I'll show you. This is like my little shelf. It's just got a bunch of like miscellaneous books, so like hardcovers, my very small collection of dark romance books. I've just got like my Sergio Mas books on display and my Carvel series on display as well. I don't think I've read any of these. Oh no, I have. I've read 3 of the hardbacks that are on these 2 shelves. We've got Cassandra Clare's Swordcatcher, Lee Bardugo's The Familiar, and then we've got a fairy loot book, which is For She Is Wrath by Emily Varga. Then we've got A Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leong. We've got Where the Dark Stands Still by A.B. Horonek. Probably butchered that. And we've got Fate Inked in Blood. Again, you had so many mixed reviews about this that I'm really scared to go into it. Goddess of the River by Vaishnavi Patel. Sorry, I'm probably butchering these names and I do apologise. And we've got A Dark and Drowning Tide by Alison Sapp. And then lastly, for that top shelf, we've got The Dagger and the Flame by Catherine Doyle. And then moving on down, we've got Be the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. And then I've read the Divine Rivals trilogy. No, duology. And we got All the Devils by Catherine Wilson, Silver in the Bone by Alexandra Bracken, and then that's just the random hardback of A Curse for True Love, and that's everything on this shelf. So welcome to my floor. So obviously going to chat about my TBR cart, where obviously everything on here is on my physical TBR, but I feel like there was so many on my shelf, and like there's obviously so many on here that I'm just like, I wonder how many it is. I think we're probably at like, I want to say roughly, like you guys know because it's on the screen, but I want to say that we're roughly at about 63 books at the minute. I want to say 63, so hopefully I'm right. But these books at the top here is like my monthly TBR, so I always like put my monthly TBR per year so I know like what they are and I can go for that and I can like grab them, because I will forget. I do these videos and I just forget like my TBRs. I've already spoken about Consider Me and This Woven Kingdom, but we've got Unsteady by Peyton Corrine, Meet Me at the Lake by Callie Fortune, and then we've got Fourth Wing, but I've already read Fourth Wing. It's just a reread for this month obviously because book number 3 is given out. And then we've got Daughter of the Drowned Empire by Frankie Diane Malice. Already showed you This Woven Kingdom. We got The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. And then lastly we have got, oh my god, this is heavy, From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. And then moving on down, why did I decide to do this? We got The Secret History by Donna Tartt, Wild and Wicked Things by Francesca May, An Arrow to the Moon by Emily X. Arpan, The Bone Witch by Rin Chupaco, and then we've got Guild by Raven Kennedy. I do really want to get to this because I've heard so many good things about this series, but I do only own the first book. And then we've got these 2 books by Lexi Ryan, which is These Hollow Vows and These Twisted Bonds. This is like a duology, I think. And then we've got Night of the Witch by Sarah Brash and Beth Revis. And then we've got these 2 Erin Morgenstein books, which is The Night Circus and The Starless Sea. I don't think they're not part of like a series, they're both just like standalone books. And then we've got Frederick Backman's Beartown, Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry. A bunch of these are like new additions to my TBR, so if you haven't watched my most recent book haul, then go watch it. And then down to the bottom shelf we've got Brandon Sanderson's The Final Empire. Very scared to start my Brandon Sanderson book, like Journey. This has been on my TBR for I don't even know how long, but I'm very scared. And then we've got these 2 Shelby Mahurin books, which is Serpent and Dove and Blood and Honey. Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. 2 Rebecca Ross books, which is A River Enchanted and A Fire Endless. Filthy Rich Vampire by Geneva Lee. And then we've got these 2 Lee Bardugo books. Don't ask me why the Six of Crows and everything are up there on the shelf and these are down here. I have no idea. There's no method to my madness. We've got Hellbent and Ninth House. I just realised I've got so many Lee Bardugo books and I haven't read a single one of them. And I got Love Light Farms by BK Borison. I bought this to read over Christmas, but as I already mentioned, I was in the worst slump, so I didn't end up reading it. So I'll probably just sit on my TBR card now until next December. And then we've got Sanctuary of the Shadow by Aurora Asher. And then lastly on this side we've got Gothicana by Runix. Now let's turn her around. We're on the last stretch now, guys. Darling House by Alex E. Harrow, for another Brandon Sanderson book, which is Tress of the Emerald Sea. Now I bought this because I thought this would be a better introduction to Brandon Sanderson books, but people have told me not to start with this book if I want to get into like Brandon Sanderson books properly, so I'll probably stay on my TBR for a while until I eventually know where to start with all his books. If you do know where to start with Brandon Sanderson as like a newbie to Brandon Sanderson, like I'm not a newbie to fantasy, I'm a newbie to Brandon Sanderson, let me know where I should start. We've got Dragonfall by R.L. Ram, L.R. Ram, and then we've got Claire Legrand's A Crown of Ivy and Glass, and then we've got these 2 Nisha J. Truly books. We've got Trial of the Sun Queen and then Rule love Aurora King. And then we've got Ember in the Ashes by Sabah Tahir. And we've got the two Adeline Grace books. We've got Belladonna and Foxglove. No, just Foxglove. I did get like halfway through Belladonna, then I like soft DNF'd it because I was in the biggest book slump. Like in October, I think I started to read this. I just couldn't get through it because I was in such a book slump, and I feel like you need like full concentration for these books. So it's back on my TBR. I'll jump back into it another time. And we've got A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, Throne of Blood Red Order by Mariana M.R. And then we've got another Jennifer L. Armentrout, which is All a Ruin and Rat. I honestly wish that I could read like super quick and I could get through like so many more books, but I can't. A Winter's Promise by Christelle Dabos, but this is book number 1 in the Mirror Visitor series. A Court of Winter by Krista Street. And then we've got the two Mira E. Pearson books. We've got Dance to Thieves and Vow of Thieves. There is like a prequel series to these that people say you should read, but you don't have to read. I'm like someone that wants the whole story, so I'm gonna hold these off to read until I read the prequel series. But I don't own the prequel series yet. I'm gonna have a look on Vinted to see if I can get the prequel series before I read these. And then we've got The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. And then lastly, The Foxglove King by Hannah Whitten. And that was all of my TBR. But I hope you guys enjoyed. That was a very long-winded video. I've been filming for almost an hour. I have no idea how many books is on my TBR. I wanna guess 127. That's my final guess. We'll see if I'm right. It'll be on the screen somewhere. But I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. All that jazz that I always ask you to do. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.